How's everybody doing today? I'm starting it's a small series on lights. I've been wanting to do this for a while. I have almost all but a couple lights. There's only a couple that I don't have from either like random rare drops or whatever, but I do have quite a bit of them, almost all of them. So I had thought about doing like a big warehouse and then like putting all the lights in so you could see them, but it just wasn't looking right. So what I think I'm gonna do instead in this video is it's nighttime and I have a darker space in here. I'm going to start with ceiling lights and I will put each light that I have in here and you can see how they light the space. Just like I'm going to do it over this table here. So regular light bulb, pretty bright. Never been a fan of that one myself. Ceiling fan, pretty bright. One of the modern ceiling lights. I go back to just lights instead of this. Be simpler. Here's the West Virginia ceiling light. I like this one because it's kind of a soft glow. It doesn't blow out the room, especially when lighting is kind of important. Like I really try to take time with my lighting in spaces. That one's really bright. I mean, it is kind of spotlights. You can see it's directional, like truly directional. Single spot. The first fluorescent light. I like this one because it has a nice down fire, like it's actually kind of true to form. Keeps the top from being blown out, but does aim the light down. These I find are brighter than they should be. Kind of blows out the room and does more glowing from the bulb itself than it really should. This one's a little softer, being is a warmer color. Makes sense. Chandelier one, very similar. Come on, wrong button. And this one's a little bit warmer. I do like this one out of the two, but still a little bright for my taste. This one will require, you have to put power to it to make it work. Strobe. It's good for some effects, but rarely use it. Here's one of the Cashapp modern chandelier. I do like this one because it's the light itself is kind of faint, doesn't blow out the room. This one I use quite a bit. I like that it doesn't light the entire room really well, but it does do a spotlight on the ground, so I actually use them usually in the kitchen or accent lighting. I do really like this mid-century disc light. It's one of my favorite from Cashapp. Here's the Mothman ceiling light. I like how subtle this one is. It is not bright. I find that a lot of lights in this game are too bright, entirely too bright. There's the fireflies. They do almost no light, but they do have a faint glow. It's periodic. The hanging bats. You probably haven't never noticed it's actually in the ceiling lights instead of all the bulb lights. I do like that it's not stupid bright. That's one of my favorite things. I like a glow, but I don't want it blown out. I like that this one illuminates more of the ceiling and less of the room. Keeps the room kind of subtle. It is a little blinding though, but you know, from that space it is pretty nice. We're getting almost to morning time in the game. And the big fluorescence definitely lights up the room, but it doesn't blow it out, which some lights are just too darn bright. I do not have the asylum light yet, and I do not have the red truck ceiling light. I mean, I could do these blinking lights. Solid. Another trick that I like to do if you do double ceilings, like a flat ceiling and a low ceiling, one of my favorite things to do for lighting a room is to actually take and put a fireplace, or the campfire on the roof, and it has a nice glow to the room without blowing it out with light. These are the cage bulbs. I do really like the light that comes off of them. So that is pretty much all of the hang lights, and I do have the icicles, which very... Oh, I gotta scrap the other light. And these are very blue. It can be fun hidden behind things if you can hide them. I don't have the mirror ball for some reason. Shame. But that's the... And then the chandelier, if you did, which you probably know this if you have it, is probably one of the best lights. The only problem I have with the chandelier from doing Nuclear Winter is it is too big, or hangs too low. So I end up putting it on a high ceiling, or I end up putting it above a table because walking into it would be obnoxious. But that is part one of my lighting video, and then in the next one, next week, I will go over lamps, which this is by far my favorite lamp in the game, at least for lighting. It's not really bright, and then it ends up lighting up a small space with a really warm light. But hopefully you enjoyed this. If you would, like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications to catch my next video. I do stream on here on YouTube Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I will catch you guys next time. Later.